One thing I want to remind you guys about homework is that we do have the Excel template for the forecasting chapter, but when you are doing the homework, you can't directly use this template because this template can't explain the detailed calculation. This template is useful for you to double check your answer, but you still need to plug in. For example, linear trend, right? You give the t and the y. How do you guess the coefficient b and a? I need to know your calculation, the number you plug in this into that formula. If you use templates, it will show automatically the coefficient a and b. You see the problem here? Because I can't see your details of calculation. Yeah, but definitely you can use these templates to double check your answers, right? If you have that. Okay. Well, let's continue our study on chapter 8. In chapter 8 for location planning, one thing we have talked about is the challenges faced by service or retailers. Okay. Definitely, if you are open a retailing store, okay, you want to be very close to the customers. It's not very important to be close to raw material or supplier, right? And tend to profits or revenue driven. So you need to consider traffic, you need to consider competition, demographics. Okay. The last pattern of the service or retailing business is the classroom. The classroom is that you can see similar types of business. They are very close to each other. They can be head-to-head competitors, but they are very close to each other. It's very obvious for some service or retailing industry. Could you think about examples? That's your head-to-head competitors. They are close to each other.
Hospitals and like
Medical.
Stores.
Okay, like clinics.
Like what?
Clinics.
Oh yes.
Yes, like close to hospital. It can be. Although they still perhaps some a little bit different, but it can be. Any other examples?
Restaurants.
Restaurants. All the restaurants or some type of restaurant?
Generally fast food restaurants cluster.
Very good. Yeah, like Adam mentioned, fast food is very typical industry. It's clustering. Any other industry or you find clustering? They're close to each other.
Well, I mean, like if you go to a mall, there's usually like a lot of clothing stores clustered
Yes.
together.
That's a good example. Mall, right? Shopping mall, right? You don't want to stay in the store middle of nowhere. Any other industry? How about gas station? Close, right? Yeah, always, right? How about hotels? Right? Marriott's, Hilton.
Well, they usually like build like the hotels near restaurants.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but even hotel themselves, they're very close to each other.
Yeah.
Like walking distance. Okay, we have talked about a lot of examples for service and retailer. They're close to each other. Why? Well, initially it doesn't make too much sense, right? Why you want to close to your competitor? So close. Well, you are grabbing my customer. I can grab your customer. If we diversify a little bit, right? Why they want to be guys together? Any benefits? The disadvantage is very obvious. Agree? Right? The disadvantage is very obvious. You close to each other, you have the potential to lose the customer. The competition is so fierce. Probably you have your cost price. Everybody has your cost price or to attract customer. But what's other advantage? Why they want to do this?
Draw customers in.
Draw customer in.
The more, if there's a lot of options, people are going to come there because of all the options. Let's go to this area.
Very
we can
good.
decide what we're going to eat when we get there.
Very good, right? So it's definitely you in fact it's like, okay, you grab the customer from most of your industry. For example, fast food, right? So customer, if you are very far away, they may go to some decent restaurant for lunch. But if you are close by, customer say, okay, let's go to this area. Okay, McDonald's, if they're so busy, we try KFC or Burger King. Well, those customers those originally belong to your industry, but now because of clustering, customer come to your place. Similar, consider more, right? If we don't have more, especially men or boys, right? How frequent you will go to some like NF or American Eagle to shop if there's no mall? But since there's a mall, either your girlfriend or your wife, okay, want to go to that mall once per week or once per 2 weeks, you will go, right? When you go, you are those idle, you will go to American Eagle, right? To see, okay, anything fits for you. So that's the classroom. Hotel, the same thing. You think about that's one thing I observed for the interstates. When you drive on I-95, right? Especially when we drive in the evening, okay, we didn't decide which exit we'll go to book a hotel. And what we do when we drive in the evening? We just find the exits with a lot of options. You didn't go outside, there's only one hotel available, right? You go, okay, that is a pretty busy small town, has like 5 hotels, 4 gas stations, 5 restaurants. Then you will go exit, okay, let's see, okay, which one fits us better. Have restaurant, have gas, okay, stay there for one night. That's all because of classroom. If you have a hotel, just single hotel in the middle of nowhere access, even still I-95, you attract very little customers. So it's clear for the classroom? So there's benefits. Okay, by the way, let's think about one example in our UNC Pembroke for the fast food. Have you observed the clustering of fast food in UNC Pembroke? Fast food on campus, which are close to each other. Fast food.
On campus?
Yes.
Or
Oh,
just-
close to campus.
They're all right here.
They're all right to here. What do you mean here? There's still a little bit
Like right in front of this.
in front of like McDonald's. What is close to McDonald's?
Burger King, KFC.
Burger King, KFC,
Bojangles.
Bojangles, Pizza Hut, right? Yeah. And that's one restaurant, one fast food restaurant. It's kind of my favorite. Not really now, but yeah, before. It's not on campus. Taco Bell's, right? Yeah, Taco Bell's, right? It's very far away. It's in a Walmart. So I observed that because when I first came to UNC Pembroke, I live on campus for like 20 days. Well, so when I live on campus, well, we have very little choice for like lunch or dinner. So like every day I go to some Asian restaurants. It's not really Asian food, but anyway, it's, as long as they have rice, they claim they are Asian restaurants. So eat some rice, basically. And then usually I frequently go to the Walmart, the plaza, okay, go do some shopping and then eat in Taco Bell. And then I observe, okay, why is very strange, right? Taco Bell is far away from campus. They didn't choose the classroom strategy. Why?
Because we used to have a Taco Bell on campus.
And they didn't do very good. Yes, like Joseph mentioned. Well, how do you know that? You are in campus for 10 years? Just kidding. Yeah, you just know that.
I used to work for Sodexo.
Okay. Yeah, so like my previous student told me that when I raised this one student said, a local, really local student, Taco Bell was on campus before. That's because of competition. Well, class is good, but well, you can see that some gas station closed because the competition. The same thing, right? Well, Taco Bell, they didn't close, but they find, okay, it's not the best strategy to here. And they moved to Walmart. Of course, they enjoy the lower cost for sure, rental cost. Okay, I'm not sure about labor cost, but definitely rental cost. And they probably also enjoy some special group of customers, right? Like local residents. Well, local residents, they don't want to go to lunch on McDonald's here to compete with your students, right? They would rather go to Taco Bell, shopping at Walmart or something else. So that's the differentiation. So clustering and differentiation are always true. It really depends on your strategy and your situation, right? Taco Bell choose a different strategy with other fast food. Okay, next we'll go to some math, okay? So some technicals to decide the location. Location cost volume analysis method. Okay, many talks we'll talk about that. Factor rating, transportation model, and the center of gravity method. The first model we'll talk about is called cost profit volume analysis. Do you remember we have studied similar model in chapter 5, capacity? Cost volume analysis. We calculate the total revenue, total cost, calculate the profits, When cross is equal to 0, that's a break-even point, right? That's very similar idea for location planning. So several steps. First, determine the fixed and variable cost for each potential locations. Plot the total cost line for all potential location on the same graph. Determine the location has the lowest total cost or highest profit. There are some assumptions that we can use this model. First one is that fixed costs are constant. No matter what is your output, how many customers you serve, fixed cost is constant. Variable costs are linear. So it's like $2 per burger. If that's your cost, that's $2 per burger, no matter how many burgers you produce or serve. Required level of output can be close estimates. This means you have very, very good forecast. Okay. The third bullet means you have very, very accurate forecast. Can be closely estimated. Only one product is involved. It can be easily expanded to multiple products, but we will only consider one product in this simple model. I would say those assumptions are very strong assumptions, like I said on chapter 5 or similar method. Well, the reason is that we have discussed, right, fixed costs, usually that's a curve on the economy of scale. Fixed costs, we are going down, okay, and then going up. Variable costs do the same thing. And the third one is a very strong assumption, which means we have very, very, very good forecast. We have spent like 1 month on forecast. We know that it's really hard to get very good forecasting. But let's say you kind of want to make it simple, then you want to use this model. And here is how we do it. Total cost is fixed cost plus the variable cost. Everybody has Michael's cell phone number? Everyone has that? Okay. Total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Right? FC is fixed cost, V is variable cost per unit, like $2 per burger. Q is the quantity of output. So it's very similar to what we have seen in chapter 5. So let's go direct to the example. So fixed costs and the variable costs for 4 potential plant locations are shown below. Wow, location A, fixed cost $250,000, variable cost $11 per unit, similar B and C and D. We identify the range of output for which each alternative is superior, which means has the lowest total cost. Okay, if we go to these technicals, right, the steps, right? You want to plot the total cost line for all alternatives. That will give you a better idea. But that's not the end. Just plot can't tell you the exact range. Okay, the range is like this. Okay, you will find some answer like 0 to some number, right? A is superior, best, and some number to some other number. B is the best. Some other number until like what's the range? Until maybe positive infinite. Okay, C is the best. Something like that. So you have to tell me, okay, the input outputs that make some location is most attractive. Okay, I will give you a lot of time. Think about it. First, think about it before I give the hint. How to begin with this problem? How can we find this range? Say A is the best, B is the best, or C or D is the best. First, you definitely want to plot the line. Even it's not accurate, it gives you some basic idea, right? Plot the total cost for these 4 locations. Total cost is a function of Q, right? FC, you know that, fixed cost. V is also given for each location. The only variable is Q. So you plot the graph. Okay, the total cost line versus Q. And then it will give you a basic idea, okay, in which range, which location is the best. And then the next step is most challenging one, to calculate, to find the points. Don't clue. No idea.
Yeah, I see that.
You see that's of the end. Right.
But yes,
Yeah.
I don't know how to get to the end.
But do you know, you still need to figure out how they draw this line.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is that? So the first thing everybody should do is that plot. Right?
I guess we-
So what is the x-axis? What is x-axis here?
Quantity?
And-
Yes, very good. Means it's Q, right? What is y-axis here? V.
Fixed cost.
No, it's the total cost.
Oh, okay.
So, well, there's 4 lines we should draw, right? So you can use different color pencil or if you know that. One color is still fine. For example, location A, right? Fixed cost 250. So that means the intercept is in here. 250K, right? The slope is pretty flat, 11. So something like that. That's line A, right? Well, you don't have to be accurate. You will draw the second line, you will know, okay, then you have the observation. B, okay, the B is about 10K here. But the slope is much higher, 30, right?
100K, right?
100K, sorry. You're right. So that's the B. Okay, if we just see A and B, we can see at the beginning, if our output Q is small, which one is the best? It's better. If Q is small, which location is
B.
B? Because the total cost line is lower. The lower the better, right? Given this output, okay, we have a lower cost for B. Similarly, if we have to increase our quantity output, which location become more attractive? A, right? Do the same thing for C and D. In the same picture, you want to draw them, and then you know the basic idea. But the question later is that how we calculate this point. But that's the second question. Cindy?
How you know that the line where the lines are supposed to direction the lines go? Like,
The
how do
slope. You can think about, right? Okay, first you understand how we get this intercept points, right? That's fixed cost, right? So because for A, fixed cost is higher, so that's why the beginning point for 9A is higher than B, right? This is clear. Slope will determine the angle of the straight line. What's the slope? Look at this formula. Fixed cost, what is the intercept? Slope is nothing but V. Variable cost is a slope, right? Because it's a function of Q. A slope is 11, so it's pretty flat. We can't say 11 flat, but compared to other numbers, it's flatter, right? But 30, so that is like this trend is more sharp than A. It's clear? Yeah. Oh, it's your turn. You need to
What
draw
if-
for.
What, in what case would A be the best option? What did you say that was?
if we only consider A and B, right? When Q is large, when Q pass this intersection points, that's points, there's no difference between A and B, they intersect.
Okay.
If Q pass these points, A is better than B. But I only compare A and B.
Okay.
Right? You have to compare all 4 options.
Okay.
Draw a picture. Plots. Those necessarily intersecting the same points. But yeah, it's fine. It's not necessarily the same points intersect. They most likely are in different points. Right, draw a picture.
Okay, 30.
Everybody.
That's what I was saying too.
For example, this line, it's stop here.
Well, no, it's stop. No, continues like
Okay. I know it's hard, but I just want you guys to practice. Okay. So, great picture with 4 colors.
Have to have colors so I can then separate.
Okay. I just want to give you guys time to practice because most likely, for example, in your homework, you can do that by Excel. It's pretty easy to do that by Excel or some other software, whatever you use, right? Or you have some like some picture paper with coordinates. I see some students use that. It's pretty accurate. Okay, I will show that for you. Okay, after some of you may already get that. Some of you may still struggling to get that. But let's look at that. So A, right, intercepts 250K, right, slope 11, the black line is A. B, similar, we have done that. Intercepts the lowest 100K, right, and the slope is 30, right, so that's B, the blue line. C, the fixed cost is, what is fixed cost? Okay, 150, and the slope is 20. So C beginning point is between A and B, 150, and it's sharper than A, but it's not as strong as B, so it's in the middle. Right, so it's we'll cross B first and then cross A. And then finally it's D, okay. The fixed cost 200K and the slope is 35. After that, what's the next?
B and C equal.
Huh?
Say B and C equal to each other.
Very good point. Very good. Very sharp observation. So, but first, before you talk about set the equation, I want you guys to make your life easy. From these 4 locations, that's one location you can automatically, now you can exclude this location. Tell me, one location, never the best choice.
D.
Right, everybody get that. Why? Why this is never an option for us?
Variable cost is too high.
Look at the graph, right? Look at the graph. What's happened for this line D?
Total cost too high.
Total cost is always about some other line. Always, no matter it's from 0 to infinite, right? For example, here is about C and A, and later a C and B, and then later even past A. But anyways, it's always high. Why? Well, usually I don't require my student to find that until you plot that. But if your math is you are good at math, you can find just by looking at this number. Look at this number. D has the highest slope, right? That means per unit increase of output, D has the highest increase of cost. Then we see the beginning point. D beginning point no lowest, greater than B and C. Then we know there's no way D is better than B or C. Because the beginning point is already higher than them, and then the increase rates, slope is also higher. So if we look at B, C, D, we know that's for sure. D can't compete. Well, A is different because even the starting point is very high. A has the lowest slope, so that's we can't exclude. And then it's true from the plot. Now to make your life easy, you can just erase you raise this light blue line, D, only consider A, B, and C. Just look at A, B, C. Then we know that, okay, in the beginning, right, in some range, from 0 to some point, B is the best. Agree? B is the best. Why? Why B is the best here? Why B is the best?
Fixed cost.
Huh?
It has the lowest fixed cost.
Those fixed costs, lowest cost, total cost. Yeah, always remember this is total cost, not just fixed cost. It's fixed cost plus variable cost times Q, right? And then in the middle range, C is the best because C, this orange line, has the lowest cost. And then finally A is the best, right? Black line is the lowest. Oh, we know that. Okay, that's some points. Okay, the answer should be like that. From 0 to X, I don't know now. That's B is the best, right? From X to Y, C is the best. From Y to positive infinite, whatever number, A is the best. But we have to solve this A, X and Y. If Plus can't tell you the exact number of X and Y, Jojo, again, give you another 10 minutes. Okay, now we know that. We only need to fix this point, interception point. How we can guess this interception, two interception points, in fact. That is? Very good, very good. Very good as math? Kind of.
Sort of. You can say that.
How to get the interception points? Intersection points. How do you calculate that? How's your homework? Doing good? Okay. You need help from Mike, from me? Especially Mike, that's him. Fine. How to do that? Good. Very good, Mike. Next step. I have seen at least 2 students have figured out how to solve this problem.
Is it B and C equal to each other? Okay. Based on their complementary equations. I said.
That means that, well, if you want to choose a location, right, calculate the total cost of this location, we can basically see that try to find out. Yeah? Well, the line represents the total cost given the output range, right? Q.
Yeah.
We can see that at the beginning, the blue line, B, the line of blue line is the lowest line, which means it has the lowest cost.
Well, what do you mean by 0 to X? Like,
So when you output is 0, we don't have any variable cost because that's 0. We only have fixed cost. B has lowest fixed cost, 100K. So B is the best choice if we produce nothing. Clear? Because I total cost. Even as we move to like 2000, we can still see B is the best. Because it's lower than C and A. So the best choice that's okay. When we plus that, we'll see. Okay, the lowest line is the best choice. Another question is how do you calculate this X, Y?
You start with B and C.
Okay. I have seen some students have finished this one. I will ask a volunteer. Michael, do you want to tell us how to solve this like X and Y?
You write out the linear equations for B and C.
Okay. Why you want to write down your equation for B and C?
Find an intersection. So you want to set the linear equations equal to see where they meet.
Yes. So as Michael mentioned, right, the points you want to calculate here is the points make no difference between the location B and location C. Clear? Because these points, this quantity Q, the total cost of location B is the same as the total cost of location C. That's the intersection points. Agree? Everybody? Agree? As this point, this quantity Q, total cost of B and C are equal. Everybody on the same page? And then we can solve this Q. As Michael mentioned, the total cost of C is equal to total cost of B, right? It's 150,000 plus, what is the variable cost for C?
20.
20? 20Q equal to 100,000 plus 25, right?
30.
30, okay. 30Q. And that's a very simple equation. You can solve that when you are in elementary school or maybe middle school. So Q equal to what? I don't know, elementary school or middle school, this
5,000.
level. 5,000. Well, because I'm not sure about the K-12 education here, so I can't say. But from in China, this is really elementary school equation, like third grade. That's okay. 5,000, we solve that. Then we know that we can erase this x and write down 5,000. We know if your output is between 0 and 5,000, which one is the best? B is the best. But now we still don't know. Okay, in which range C is the best and A is the best? How do you do that? Anybody else can tell us how to find this range? A is the best versus C is the best.
Set A equals to C.
Very good. Like Rins mentioned, the second point we have to calculate. This point is between 10K and 12K. This point is the point make no difference between C and A, which means the total cost of C is equal to total cost of A. So we do the same thing. Is total cost of C equal to total cost of A. 150K plus 20Q equal to 200
250.
or 250
That's plus 11.
plus 11Q. Then we solve this equation. Q equal to what? 11,111. Now we can erase this y. It completes our problem. It's complete. Now we know the exact range. Given this range, which location is best? Now, in fact, we still miss the final step in practice. Is that okay? You need to get the demand forecast. Now you do the all analysis for these 4 locations. You know the range. Then next, you really depend on forecast. For example, if your forecast is 4,900 for Lexi, then which location you should choose? B, right? What about 5,100? Then which location you should choose? C. Then you can see the problem here, right? Potential risk. If your forecast is a little bit off a chart, it should be 5,100, and then your forecast is 4,900. It's not a bad forecast as well as we have learned that chapter 3. Then you make the wrong decision. You can make a wrong decision if your forecast is very close to the 2 critical points, 5,000 or 11,111. But that means, again and again, you can see that we come back to chapter 3. You are still doing homework. You will have the exam on next Monday. Chapter 3 definitely can be one of the most important chapter. Forecasting is one of the most important function, because no matter how good you are at other methods, it really depends on the input you get from forecasting departments to make the correct decision. Clear? Okay. So any questions from this method? Cost profit volume analysis method? Question, comment? Everything's good? Okay. So this equation, C equal to B, and then we get 5,000. Similar, so A equal to C, we get 11,111. Okay. Okay, is that a sign for the ring bell to finish the class? Somebody want to remind me, Charles, this time. I'm not blind, so I can't see this. But let's finish the class today. The reason I finish class is because I want to leave some time. For some of you may have question on homework, then you can ask me question. You don't have to go to office. For the other students, if you are comfortable, you can leave now and then just make sure on Wednesday homework you have to give me the homework. Okay, nice. But see you guys Wednesday. Everybody, right? Homework. Question?
It'll be easier than having you ready.